Hello, everybody. Hello, come on in. Come on in. Tonight is our second night of Meet the Speaker. This is our second night of Meet the Speaker. Come on in, share, like this live. We're gonna just wait a couple seconds, but come on in the room. Come on in the room. I'm excited. I'm so excited, y'all, about the Elevate Leadership Summit. Oh my gosh, I'm beside myself. That's all. I had to wait just for that 30-day mark to really express my excitement. Right, the momentum is just going right now. It's just really going right now. So I'm super excited about Elevate Leadership Enterprises and all that God is doing in the midst of our lives, in the midst of our business. It's just been an amazing ride already for 2023. I'm just excited about all the speakers that are going to come. I'm excited about just what is going to take place even before it happens. Listen, you got to bring the excitement before it happens. You got to bring it with you. So I'm excited to share with one of our speakers for the event. She will come up in a little bit, but I do want to share that the Elevate Leadership Summit, if you haven't heard, because I've been flooding these timelines, I've been flooding the Instagrams, I've been flooding the social media spaces with flyers and with information about this event. And this Elevate Leadership Summit is really for those who are leaders within the church, who are serving, who are kingdom leaders, whether you're a pastor, you are a lay leader, this summit is for you. And really, we want to drive unity. We want to drive and bring community, right? With our ministry leaders. We want to come and grow together. And I'm just excited about this opportunity to really share. We've been in the pandemic, of course. We're starting to come out a little bit more. We're starting to come together a lot more often. And what an amazing time to do this now in April. Elevate Leadership Summit is going to be on April the 22nd, and it's going to be in Wyncote, Pennsylvania. It's literally across the street from Philadelphia. Those of you in Philly, y'all already know where that's at. It's right in the Cedarbrook Plaza, and it's going to be in a space called the Grand Lux View, which is an amazing space, a beautiful space. I wanted to do something different this year. And so using this space will give an opportunity for all of us to come out of our comfort zones, coming out of the spaces that we already know about, right? We already, we oftentimes, and of course, nothing wrong with that, right? We're in church, we hold events within our church, we hold events in hotels and so on and so forth. I thought, let's try a little something different for this spring and for this summit. So I'm excited about this event. And it's going to come with 5 dynamic speakers, 5 wonderful speakers who is going to share on various topics that I think that would really help us to enhance our ministries. Who doesn't want to enhance our ministries? I know I want to continually learn. I want to continue to expand. And even after the pandemic, I know even in my church, our demographic has changed, the types of people that come. So we want to know how to relate to them differently. And so we're going to have someone come in and talk about emotional intelligence and how to relate to one another and to those who are coming into our midst to help us to really connect a lot better. And I'm going to be speaking, y'all. I am going to be sharing. I'm going to be sharing, y'all. If y'all been following me for at least a year, I've been talking about moving from vision to full execution, all the things in between, strategies, all the things I'm going to be sharing about. Yesterday, we had an awesome opportunity to meet our speaker, Charmaine Ashby, who talked about the business side of church and the importance of a business plan. So she was trying to give away too much, but I need y'all to get in the room to hear the full story and get what you need as it relates to that. And then we're going to have an empowerment session as well. And we're going to talk about the empowered leader and what that really looks like. So excited about that. And tonight, y'all, my sister friend, Dr. LaTrice, y'all gonna meet her tonight. Okay, y'all gonna meet her tonight. Yes. She just waiting to come up, but I'm just saying. My awesome sister who is just, listen, she's a kingdom leader, a kingdom leader of leaders. She loves the Lord, and that's the main thing. And she's just a brilliant mind in the kingdom, and she's going to be sharing. She's going to be sharing about pastoring and leading in a virtual community. And I mean, I have seen, some who have done this, leading virtually, but I haven't seen it in the way that she does it. And she just leads virtually with excellence, and to still be able to connect with the people that she leads. And so I think she's going to be a true gift to the summit. So, we're going to talk about that a little bit. And I'm just excited to have her. I'm so glad that she said yes, y'all. I'm so glad that she said yes to share. So we got 5 dynamic speakers, April the 22nd, Wyncote, Pennsylvania. And it's going to be an awesome time. And we're going to start at 10 a.m. sharp. 10 a.m. sharp. There will be goodie bags. There'll be all the things. Fellowship. We will have lunch. You'll have an opportunity to meet some of the vendors as well. So it's just going to be an awesome time of empowering one another, learning together, growing together. I'm just truly excited about what God is going to do on April the 22nd. So without further ado, because really this is about meeting a speaker tonight, because I can go on and on about the Elevate Leadership Summit. However, so I want to introduce y'all to Dr. LaTrice Williams, my sister friend in the ministry. Welcome, my sister. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Thank you for having me, sis.
I'm over the top. Yeah. I do the happy dance. Anytime we get together, I do the happy dance because, sis, you are truly, you're just truly a pleasure. You're just truly a gift to the kingdom. You've been I would say you were just this wonderful surprise in my life. Personally, I didn't know what I needed till I saw you, till I met you. And it's just been a great relationship. And I'm just excited to have you. So LaTrice, just tell the people just a little bit about you. Who are you? And then we'll take it from there.
Well, good evening, everybody. First, let me say thank you so much, Pastor Marquissa, for having me on and for having me to be a part of this conference. I'm so grateful God called my name. Woo! And I'm excited about the summit. I know that it's so necessary and so many of us need it, whether we know we need it or not. This will probably be the surprise in their life. For those who don't know me, first of all, if you're watching, do us a favor. Please tag somebody in, invite somebody, and share somebody. Not because we're meeting the speaker with LaTrice, but there are people who need to know this information and they may be connected to you. So, who am I? I am Dr. LaTrice Williams, as she said. I am an apostle and prophet of the Lord. I'm a church planter. I am the leader's leader. But most of you know me as the destiny driver. I will always be the destiny driver. I am the person who helps you to navigate your destiny journey. That is personal, business, ministry, but to do it God's way. And so many of us don't have that guide. And so God has made me a tangible guide in the earth to be a voice of direction and guidance and wisdom to those who are in ministry, who are in leadership, and they need some more. They need some extra. And so I am the founder of Divine Grace Ministries International. I am also the founder of the Destiny World Training Institute, which is my Kingdom Leadership Training Institute. I own Living with More Enterprises, which houses my publishing company and a few other things that I have in the works. But most of all, y'all, above all of that, I just love God. I love his people. I love God's leaders. I am for real a leader's leader. I love taking care of the leaders, building the leaders, cultivating the leaders, strengthening them. I'm not traditional. I'm probably the least traditional person you will ever meet, but I am going to give you biblical sound training, guidance, and wisdom. And so that's kind of who I am. I'm a mother. That I should have said that first, because listen, I love that more than anything. And I'm a GG. I'm a
Yes.
GG. And that is that's pretty much who I am. Who I am and what I do.
And what she does. So y'all heard all of that. And I just love the fact that, people think that they can't do all the things. But
Mm-hmm.
when you're graced to do all the things,
Mm-hmm.
it gets done. It gets done. God gives us grace to do all of it, to still,
Absolutely.
minister to our families, still minister in our businesses, still minister to the people that we're called to serve. It's just a wonderful thing. And I think people are going to hear a lot of that even at the summit,
Yes.
just seeing that all things are possible with God. All things are possible and nothing is too hard for him. And I
Absolutely.
believe that this summit is going to take some of us out of our comfort zone. Some of these topics might be familiar to some of us, but sometimes it's okay to brush up and to hear some things over again. You get new nuggets from some things that you've heard before, or you sat in on a class, or whatever the things might be. But I'll tell you that this summit is going to absolutely bless your lives. And so I've been, excited about that. You said yes. She said yes. And again, excited about that. So when we think about, this summit is very specific.
Mm-hmm.
I do a lot of, broad, all leaders come. If you're an aspiring leader, you're established leader, business leader, all those things. And that's great when I have my conferences for everyone to learn from each other. But
Mm-hmm.
but God has really mandated me to just focus on our kingdom leaders. And I was like, Lord, that could be a little hard. We're all juggling things in the air, but sometimes we have to pause to
Mm-hmm.
get what we need so we can go back out
Mm-hmm.
with new insight, fresh insight. And so I absolutely took a leap of faith and said, you know what, God, I trust you in this season. I trust you with this, that is only going to be specific to pastors, clergy, um, uh, lay leaders, and those who are really wanting to expand and enhance who they are, to grow personally, as well as to impart information into their local churches. And I'll say this, the end goal to this is really that this summit is not just a one-hit wonder. This is going to be the catalyst for other things, for us to gather on a regular basis to knowledge share. And that's really what pulls on my heartstrings. I want us to let down our guards and say, guess what? I need that. I need help with this. And we build a network of people who have the answers. We are not called to have the answers, all the answers. Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to get that out of our psyche so that we can move forward in the things that God would want us to do. So as we're talking about the yes, and we're talking about all the people that's going to be in the room, what is your hope for those who might be in attendance? What do you said yes to this thing, and you don't say yes. I'm clear. Just because it's me, if it ain't God ordained, you politely say no. I'm not feeling that. I didn't hear that from God.
Mm-hmm.
So I trust that your yes was God ordained. So why be a part of the summit? What do you hope for the people that are going to come here?
So, like you said, my yes was because God said yes. Um, and my hope for those who are coming in the room is that one, God will refresh some people, because pastors, leaders, clergy, lay leaders, we can get to a point where we're bogged down, where we're burnt out. And even though it's a leadership summit and we're going to be talking about church, things or ministry things, it'll still be a place of refreshing. And when I say refreshing, I mean a moment for them to see the work that they do with fresh eyes, to gain a better perspective or a different perspective of how they do the work and even why they do the work. Because, a lot of times we tell people to know your why, and sometimes the why changes. Sometimes the why evolves. And so maybe my prayer is that it'll be a hope and a moment where people will come in and we'll be able to tap into their why and either help them to reignite the fire for it, to see it differently, to walk away with tools to help them walk further and more effectively in their why, in their purpose, in their assignment. And so there's so many things that can come from this. But I just believe that we are builders. And so when they come in the room, they're going to literally be built up and fortified so that they can keep going forward. There are so many leaders, and if you're watching or you know a leader who feels like giving up, this is a space for them to come into. If this is, even though there's going to be information being given, solutions and strategies, I believe that hope is going to come as well. Encouragement, strength is going to come. And so just getting in a room with other leaders who you don't know whether they're struggling or not, you just know they're on the flyer. You just know they decided to come in the room. And so getting in that room with those other leaders could be that place that you need, that you've been lacking in your leadership journey. So that's my quick spiel about what I believe will happen in this room and what I'm praying will happen for us who are presenting and those who are coming to receive.
That's just awesome. So I believe all of what you just shared, will encourage others to register. Look, this is not about money making. This is about kingdom building, and some people get that twisted. When you are assigned to God gives you an assignment, you got to act upon it, whether you make money, whether you don't, right? But this is not about dollars and cents. This is about building one another up and coming together, like we just said, and just being built up, to be strengthened, to sharpen each other. As we go. We can all use a new resource. We can all use a new good resource. We could use another good and sound persons that we can network with. Listen, we have folks flying in. Listen, y'all, Dr. LaTrice and team, they flying up in here. They had to do that. There. They didn't have to do that. So I'm telling y'all, Philly, don't sleep on this. Don't sleep on this. Come on in the room. Make the time for you. Make the time to get the resources that you need. We're just going to have a wonderful time. A wonderful time is from 10 to 3. I'm forgetting my time down. Who knows how that's going to go out, but it's going to be an awesome time in the Lord with like-minded people who are just trying to grow, who are just trying to expand, who are just trying to enhance their lives and their ministries. So I'm not going to belabor this. I think we've said all we needed to say.
So I want to jump in, Pastor Marquissa, real quick. You said something. You said we're going to have an awesome time in the Lord. And sometimes as leaders, if we don't see it as churchy enough, we don't think that it's a time in the Lord. And I promise you that while information and impartation and strategies and blueprints and different workshops are being presented, the presence of the Lord will be there. This is going to be a moment where God is going to unlock something within you through the information that he's sending through those who are presenting. And so don't feel like, well, that's not a revival. That's not a conference. It's a summit, but it's a summit that has been sent and commissioned by the very Spirit of God. And so you will encounter the Spirit of God when you come in, and he wants for you to encounter him in new ways. As the kingdom, we've got to be able to encounter God in ways that do not include running and hucking and bucking and now, if we do it, we are here for it. But what about the times when he wants us to sit and receive something that can be instrumental in helping us to further the assignment he has given us? So it will be a time in the Lord.
Yeah, it absolutely.
It will be a time in the Lord. And so come on in the room with us, because there's something there waiting for you, for your ministry, even for your business. Listen, ministry leaders who are in business, I'm telling you, some of what you're going to get is going to positively impact the businesses that you run. And so don't miss this opportunity to get in the room and to hear what God is going to say. Listen, my topic is pastoring virtually and leading. And I'm like, Lord, have mercy. I've been doing it so long that I think I've gotten into the rhythm of doing it. And now God is making me pull it out and pour it out even more in this space. And listen, if you're not pastoring or leading virtually and you feel like, oh, that doesn't apply to me, it may be that a portion of this needs to apply to you. because
Yes.
you may be the one who's trying to figure out, God, how do I do this? What do you want me to do? And this may be your answer. I'm just talking.
Yeah.
This may be your answer.
It just might be your answer. And we had a conversation earlier, and I said, when we think about the virtual community, right? We look at it as viewers or followers or just people watching, but there's souls on the other side of the screen.
Absolutely.
And we still have to care for that. There was always lives and all those things, but we weren't churching that much with it. And the pandemic kind of forces into that, and we were kind of just throwing ourselves out there, just seeing what we could do with it. But you're going to get ways to be able to do that.
Absolutely.
And to care for the soul that's on the other end. How do we lead them to Christ? How do we follow up with them? All those things can happen in a virtual space. And that's why I'm so glad that, you are such a gift in this area. You do it in excellence. And I want people to know, because guess what? That's not my space, but Lord knows I will help you. I will ride that wave, but I'm going to be taking notes as you're sharing about leading in the virtual community. As a pastor myself, we have folks who are watching. I want to know how to tap into them more and build that virtual community. So all of the topics that we'll be sharing about, again, to your point, Dr. LaTrice, is, you might not think it's for you, but it could be for you.
But you said something very key, Pastor Marquissa. You said we weren't churching like that on virtually, but the truth is they were sharing, but they weren't churching to connect. And so we have to make that connect. And there is a way to do it. And we just have to be very intentional about it. So I'm looking forward to everything that God is going to allow us to share. Each one of us, but specifically about the leading and pastoring virtually. It is not for the faint at heart, but it is not impossible.
It is not. It is not impossible. All things are possible with God. Guess what? Great. If you don't have the grace for it, but you have a desire to expand, you got a resource right here. You don't have to know it all.
No.
Let's get
That's why we come together.
Yeah.
That's why we
need to do this together. So many churches, so many ministries fell and collapsed, right? And some of it, in some instances, in some churches, they was like, you know what? This forced me to decide I do need to collapse. It's time to end it. But some did not want to, but they were forced to, right? They were literally forced to do that. And some were
forced to out of fear, You're
right. They saw all the things they didn't have and gave up. We have churches on almost every corner in Philly. Knock on that door of your neighbor and say, hey, can we help? Can we combine services? Can we combine? How much is the kingdom?
Listen, that's a
whole. How much do you value?
That's a whole different conversation, Pastor Marquissa.
Yeah, because I gotta go soon.
Everybody want to be a chief. Nobody don't want to be the co-chief. I'm just saying, you're absolutely right in what you're saying. Hey, how can we combine? How can we come together? Because it is about the kingdom. But that's where pride and egos have to literally be taken down. We have to literally kill them in order to get to that point. And so I think in this room we'll be able to talk about that a little bit too, if the Lord says so.
Yeah. It's just going to be an awesome time. This is a time. I did a podcast 2 weeks in a row, and I talked about the necessity for the church to become vulnerable, right? And of course, it's not slicing yourself down the middle and say, here is all of me, here's all of my flaws and all, but with discernment, right? And with prayer, there are times where you're going to say, hey, you got to let down your ego, let down your pride and say, I do need help in this area. Can you come in and teach my leaders? Can you come in and teach me? I don't know. I'm in this new season and I don't know where to start. Right. And so that's the stuff that's what I'm hoping, that people are coming hungry. They're tired of swirling around in their heads. They're tired of trying to fix it themselves. When they have they'll have a team of people who will literally pour into them. So this is what Elevate Leadership Summit is all about. Is elevating in the Lord, elevating in knowledge, elevating in the spaces where we need to rise up and do something different. And so I'm just excited. So meet us on April the 22nd, y'all. April the 22nd in Wyncote, Pennsylvania, in the Cedarbrook Plaza. The venue is called the Grand Lux View. It is again amazing space. There is plenty of parking. No excuse, y'all. Plenty of parking, and you can register. It's right up on the screen already. The bit.ly ELE Summit 2023. Let us see your face in the place. Click on the button and register. We want to see you. So I thank you so much, Dr. LaTrice, for coming on tonight. I know you are juggling a whole bunch of things, but I am grateful that you took these moments to come and share, and so that the people can meet you. Absolutely. And we're going to progress each day with the Meet the Speaker series, and really let the people know who we are and the value that we can add to their lives. So I'm just thankful that you spent this time with us today. Well, so y'all register. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, y'all register. Come on, meet us in the room.
Meet us in the room.
Yeah.
So y'all have
so much more coming. So much more. So you got to get there now.
You got to get there, because I can stay here. Listen, because I'm that excited. Not just because it's my event, because I know how valuable the resources are. Yeah. I know how valuable this is to the body. Yeah. Right.
How necessary it is.
Yes. Yes.
We need it more than we're willing to say it.
Yes.
And so God is saying it to us through somebody else. Listen, hey, this is what you need. Now, all you need to do is click the registration button.
Just click the registration, make the investment.
What I've been saying to people is make the investment into you, into your ministry, into, whatever place of leadership that God has given you. This is an investment to go further. This is an investment to do more, to work in a more excellent way. So make the investment. Investments cost, y'all. But the investment that God is making for you by bringing these people in is so much greater than anything than the minimal fee that it will cost you to register and come in the room.
It'll be worth it, y'all. So we're not going to beat you all over the head about it, but we're just excited, and we truly want you to be in the space. So we hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you on tomorrow. Our speaker is Meet the Speaker tomorrow is Candace Jones, Minister Candace Jones, who's going to be sharing with us. I will share her topic on tomorrow, but I need y'all to log on and again to meet us here tomorrow evening. Have a wonderful day. See y'all later. Thanks, Doc.